was said on TMZ, or as he was, going about his business. That could be the beginning of a shift. We don't know. We don't know that.
Let's see what the young buck has to say. Rush.
Yo, what's good? What's good, man? Salute.
What do you think about what we've been talking about, man? What's your perspective on my man being able to get his wife back?
My perspective on this, I believe there's probably a new man involved. That's why she's getting ready to get the divorce and take half his assets and spend it on the younger dude. A lot of times when these guys they travel like this, and they step out at times, and she probably sees that and she knows that, and she's stepping out on them too, and whoever this new dude is involved, he's definitely using her to get to Judge Mathis assets, man. This is how it usually goes down,
But Rush, what gives you the idea or impression that there's a new dude?
Because there's no definitive answer on how this took place, this is everybody's going by different rumors, and the only thing that
the best way to get married is to get some of the gang, because why would you want to get married?
You shouldn't get married in this day and time, man. These women are listen, man. This is a different game, man. This is why you niggas getting played like a fiddle out here, man.
Jarvis, you there?
At your service, sir.
Man, these hoes ain't playing with y'all, man. You see what they doing out here, man? Come on, man. Wake up, man.
At last.
The king's back and the throne's mine. The future's here and it's my time. Straight shot, going for the head with it. Take his head off and say that I did it. Good riddance. Say hi to the bad guy, I'm back in business. If you took what's mine, I'm back to get it. There's nothing you can do, I'm back with vengeance. Now turn me loose. Now turn me loose.
For those that's listening out there in the YouTube universe, shout out to TheGreyPillPodcast. Go holler at him. Hell yeah. Give him a like and subscribe. Go view his channel, if you will. Courtesy of Classic Lights.
For all your Spanish watchers and viewers, Telemundo, Univision, Galavisión. Hola, buenos días, buenas tardes y buenas noches, damas y caballeros. Por favor, suscriben, gusten y por favor compartir este canal de YouTube. Cualquier parte del mundo donde están ahorita, por favor. Familia, amigos o socios de trabajo, lo que sea, por todo el mundo, por favor, suscriben al canal del Grey Pill Podcast, el Pastilla Gris, por favor. Muchas gracias.
All right, what's going on, everybody? It's Just represent for the Gray Pill Podcast. Came across part of a chat, watching a live discussion with some gentlemen covering and talking about reacting to the Judge Mathis conversation. So I thought it was very interesting, but just to give some context, I know I put little of the bulk of it from the beginning. So let's give some context of it. So if anybody doesn't know Judge Mathis, he's been a judge for so many years, then the television judge for like, I think over 20 something years. And from there, I guess it's supposed to be like this big news that Judge Mathis and his wife has split up or separated or might be on divorce because they've been married for like 39 years. So I didn't think that was like a big deal, but just the conversation about it on his platform was pretty interesting. So I'm going to give a little context of it just for the video, and then we'll get to the actual live conversation. So let me go ahead and say hello to everybody that came in. Appreciate you, Lean. Say hello. Celine says it's weird how a lot of these guys are against men getting married, where married men statistically do better than the single men. I agree. I think the problem is a lot of people don't just say stuff. Like, I get it. Like, if we're in a room, a bunch of people, everybody's giving their anecdotal experiences stuff, and like, hey, like I seen this, like barbershop talk, or the women in the salon, and everybody giving their opinions on everything. I can understand that, but if you're like trying to harp it down and beat it down like that's a fact, and I'm like, no, there's actually evidence showing the opposite of what you're saying, then that's become a problem. What's going on? Leslie said, hey bro, appreciate you. See like Lily touching grass, and it's making me very jealous. So, but I'm happy for you. Shout out to Carl says translation. Good Wednesday to GP at all. Hey, good for you, man. I think it's going to be a good conversation right here. So we're going to make it like an hour 18 for the conversation. So where's the video? All right, so let me share this real quick just for the conversation. Get some extra context. So anybody who doesn't know, you would know now. So this is Judge Mathis. TMZ had pulled up on him. I think like he was either going to a flight or coming from to work on his marriage or to try to save it. So we'll let him give his perspective of it.
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. I want to ask.
I'm not good. Rather, it's the worst days of my life. How about that?
Okay, well, I'm sorry to hear that. I wanted to ask you, with news of the separation, how are you holding up?
Not holding up very well. I would say the other man, maybe I'll be an example for other men, cautionary tale. Don't neglect your wife. See how many at the airport now, flying out, as I have for 40 or for 25 years. My wife has been third, serving the community, taping my show, having fun with friends. That's what happens, guys. Never be too busy or never have too much fun beyond your wife.
So I do want to ask, the date of separation is listed back in July 17th. Has this been coming for some time now, or was it something out the blue?
Well, ever since we started taping here in LA, I committed to staying home more and making my wife more of a priority. But as you see, I haven't. I'm still here on the road doing the same thing. And in terms of going out into another city. But I was gone for 3 weeks. That's what July 17th meant.
Would you say you two are in a good place right now, or able to maintain a friendship? Or
oh yeah, we're still in the same house and we're maintaining a friendship. And I'm trying to get my wife back. I have to show her that though. Hopefully I can show her while we're there together before, and hopefully she doesn't complete the process. But I'm changing in hopes that she will. I'm gonna get my wife back. How about that? Absolutely. I just wanted to eliminate all them rumors too, that it's something about a baby or even me molesting a child. It's none of that. I've just told you what it is.
There were also, kind of some rumors of any infidelity. Did you want to clear that up at all? You say it's solely neglect.
Well, neglect can create suspicion, certainly. And if you're gone as much as I am, you have every right to suspect. You go to work, you go serving the community around the country, then you go with your guys to sporting events around the country, you go to other events without your wife hanging with you and enjoying herself with you. And so, yeah, she would have a right to suspect infidelity.
But there was none of that going on.
That's not the purpose. That's not the reason for this.
All right, so that's Judge Mathis' side of it. Nothing came out about his wife, no conversation at all, no hints, no Instagram, none of that good stuff. That's pretty much the conversation from there. So it went straight bananas. So from that, moving forwards, shout out to Let's Talk the Better Black Life. Did they change their name? Let's Talk the Better Black Life. I used to call it Let's Talk That Talk, but Brother Clarence and is the main host of the channel Let's Talk Better. Let's Talk the Better Talk Life. He also have consistent panelists on there. I forgot the other young lady name that always pop up in there. One of them is always be Ina. A brother from another mother, Bolo TV, is also a guest and friend of the show. Von Bryant's also a guest and a moderator for the show, and they was on the panel consistently over there for the conversation. So this is where it goes from there. So they saw the video, they had a conversation, and this is where it went from there. So I see other people coming out. So appreciate you, Stan. Says Stan Joseph said, "What's up?" Appreciate you. Thank you very much. Sugar Bum, I know you've been in class, but I appreciate you for hitting up in the chat. So between you and somebody else is like my YouTube spirit animal. So I appreciate you for always keeping it petty and real in the chat. Things that I can't say, but you definitely say. So thank you. Everything you say, I kind of agree with. 98.999999999% of it all. I agree. All right, so let's get to the conversation.
Let her needs guide you in the aspect of, if she wants to be there more, set it up where she can be there more. You're the star. There is no Judge Mathis show without Judge Mathis. You dig what I'm saying? So you're the star. So I am sure that there are some.
But to see it, sometimes you can push somebody so far over the edge, they're done. Ain't nothing you can do. Nothing you can do. Nothing you can do. Even if they stayed with you, they would just make you suffer. They would never allow you to crawl up from under that rock that you they would never do that. And some women know, I'm just gonna make you suffer, so I'm not even gonna get back with you, because all I would do is I would just constantly make you suffer for what you did to me. Sometimes we got to know when to cut the cord, y'all. Got to know when to cut the cord and say, you know what, this ain't gonna be good no matter which way it go. So the best way to do it is just to keep on moving. Keep on stepping. I wish, and I know you guys do too, I wish Judge Mathis the best. I hope this thing could end in a way.
Hold up. So after 39 years of marriage, hanging there strong, because a lot of people don't last technically now. A lot of people marriage don't even last about 5 years. Always a lot of issues going around at 2 to 3 years, dealing with their own personal stuff going on. So you mean to tell me after 39 years, Judge Mathis should be like, you know what? She accused me for infidelity. She has her suspicions, or his words is, well, I neglected our marriage. So he admitted to that. So you're telling me that he should just hang it up, not try anything, go forward with it, just like, okay, I'm good. Just be like that. But he loved her though. So because of that, there's no reason to work it out. So the question is here. So if your wife accuses you, or your girlfriend, I'll say your wife, if your wife over 5 years accuses you of anything of infidelity, knowing this is your career, your job, and this is the same routine and pattern, and you've been neglecting her for so long, you shouldn't try to work it out. You shouldn't have a conversation. You shouldn't make attempts to like, hey, let's do therapy, let's do some counseling, because I know I'm wrong in this. but let's still try to work it out. So you shouldn't do that.
Way where he don't have to get a divorce, and some kind of way he will show his wife that, she can, some way he'll see that she wants to do better, and she'll believe that and move forward with that. Hopefully. I just, by what he said on the TMZ thing, I just don't see it happening, y'all. I just don't see it happening. But that's me. I hope I'm wrong. I hope so.
I agree. I hope you're wrong too, but even still, that's steps you normally take in a relationship. Hey, she did wrong. She needs to make amends, make it work. She should be in the quote unquote the doghouse, and she should try to make it work out because she was wrong. Vice versa. If he was wrong, which he openly admitted, he should make steps to try to fix his marriage. That's what his marriage is about. Supposed to work on it, supposed to fix it. Now, there's nothing mentioned about abuse, but if there's abuse, cops being called, your life is on the line, drugs, all that good stuff, then yeah, run. But this is not the case. The case is he admitted to neglecting his time or spending time with his wife because the times that he was out hanging with the fellas when he was working, but he's done with the fellas instead of just coming straight home or making plans with the wife so they can have their time together. He said, hey, you know what? Bump that. Let me stay with the homies. And he did it consistently for a long enough for her to say, hey, I'm tired. I'm done.
What's that? I'm wrong.
Well, you never know because, listen, that could have been the beginning of a shift. Just that little excerpt of what was said on TMZ, or as he was, going about his business. That could be the beginning of a shift. We don't know. We don't know that. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's definitely something more deep-seated than what he is probably willing to express to the public. Because these are very, very, very personal areas when we get into them. You see what I'm saying? The situation is so inherent and so private to where, just because, TMZ stopped you on the way, to catch a plane or whatever, you're not apt to tell the whole story, because it's so private. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So because of the deepness and the heaviness of it, man, I just pray that the union can recover, because God is able. God is, when you have two people that are putting God first, you see what I'm saying? Anything is possible.
Anything is possible.
Can I add this to that too?
Yeah.
No, I'm just playing. Yeah.
And again, just to add to what Vaughn is saying, you gotta understand that there's certain types of conversations that that they're gonna relinquish to the media, to the people. So don't think that just because they don't cop to everything, that it is what you think that it may be or may not be. You know what I'm saying? Again, these are people with personal lives, regardless of whether they're celebrities or not. And there's certain things that they may not want out there, but they're gonna address it in a way where nothing can be misconstrued. And so often, again, you have to understand this man's business.
Yeah.
This man's business is the public's eye. So if the public shuns him, whatever businesses he has get shut down too. So there has to be a way he answers these questions in a way that suffice. Yeah, answer yes or no would be good. However, you have to understand the world we live in. World we live in will look into anything and take anything that you say and flip it and bounce it around into something that has nothing to do with what the question was.
Yeah.
So, they have to answer questions circumspectly. You know what I'm saying? Again, to what Vaughn was saying, you don't want all of your business out there.
Right. And that's, that's normal. Nobody wants all their business. Most people don't want any of their business out there in the street, right? So I get that. Let's see what the young buck has to say. Rush.
Yo, what's good? What's good, man? Salute.
Salute, man.
All right, before we get further down the line in the conversation, that girl, New York, appreciate you, lady. How you doing? Loving your avatar. Change it every day like clothes. Appreciate you. Mr. He said, she said, just going they're a pair, so just say it is what it is. Says salute Famo, GP in the chat. Appreciate you. Uh Jedi Mike, good to see you, good sir. Says Jedi Mike says, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. All right, they have their little back and forth. Good stuff. Appreciate you, Dancey Active, like always. Let's get back to the conversation.
What's going on with you, brother? What
Yeah,
do you
go ahead.
think?
Go ahead.
I appreciate you, Bolo. I was just mentioning you, good sir. Says blessed Bolo in chat. Is there a link? Not now. Not a link now, good sir. I got to give my reactions to the show. I don't need a reaction of a reaction, and then the guests come on to react to their reactions. So let me get mine off. Pause, and then sure, I don't mind dropping a link for a few people. But I'm gonna go ahead and keep it like the hour markers. So about an hour at 5 because I was asked to be a mod for a show. So okay, I will. Thank you. The StreamYard is screwing me over. StreamYard is screwing me over. Okay.
What do you think about what we've been talking about, man? You know, what's your perspective on my man being able to get his wife back?
My perspective on this, I believe there's probably a new man involved. That's why she's getting ready to get the divorce and take half his assets and spend it on a younger dude. A lot of times when these guys they travel like this, and they step out at times, and she probably sees that and she knows that, and she's stepping out on them too, and whoever this new dude is involved, he's definitely using her to get to Judge Mathis assets, man. This is how it usually goes down,
He said this is how it usually go down. So if you're working, doing the most you can, and if you're a husband or wife in the chat, if you have a long-term relationship like girlfriend or boyfriend or fiance in the chat, or even just the viewers out there, let me know. This is how it usually goes. I'm generally asking, is this how it usually goes? So if you are traveling for work and you just have to say, you know what, I got 2 more days. I can use this time for 2 days to go back to the missus. But remember, we're FaceTiming, we're on the phone, and I say, you know what, as a neglectful guy, because this is what Judge Math is admitting, I'm being neglectful. I can always go and hang out more time with the fellas. I'm already here, right? So hey, babe, I'm gonna stay extra 2 days. I see you when I see you. Peace. So somehow that determines that, hey, I'm going to stay with the fellas, sleep around, whore around, and then that gives free reign to my wife, since she's back home, for her to get the pool boy on the side. So that, let me know. Does that means that? I don't know. Every time the let me just shorten this again. Every time the spouses separate on business for work, that qualifies and guarantees and automatically mean that the spouse is going to sleep around. That's a good question, Sugar Bum. Don't the judge want his wife back? Yes. In the earlier video, he made it very clear to TMZ. They asked direct questions. He gave direct answers. I neglected my wife. I made a mistake. Out of all these years in our marriage, I put her third. I didn't put her second. I didn't put her 2.5. Heck, I didn't put her first. I put her first in the marriage when we said the vows of I do. I neglected my vows. And during the process of me working all the time, I kept making her an excuse, and I made her number 3 on the Billboard charts. So now my wife, out of all these years, is calling me out on it and say, hey, hubby, you're doing something. I'm warning you. We're talking about it, because that's usually how marriages goes, right? Usually they give you signs, they give you indicators, get a little telltale sign. Y'all know how your women do. Y'all get them little hints and flags all over the place, and most of our guys just kind of ignore it. And then next thing you know, when the blank hit the fan, now we're looking around like, oh baby, I didn't know. I messed up. I messed up. So this is where the hot seat of Judge Mathis is in. So yes, he made it very clear he wants his wife back. He also cleared the other weird rumors about everything else, and that's it. So if anything else comes up from now to then about if his wife comes up with something, that'll be another conversation. But until now, he messed up. He admitted it. He's actually trying to work to get his wife back. They're in the home together, living, but mostly kind of separated as friends.
But Rush, what gives you the idea or impression that there's a new dude?
Because there's no definitive answer on how this took place, you know. This is everybody's going by different rumors, and the only thing that that's we could come to a conclusion that there's somebody else involved, you know, because a lot of times when a chick is done with a relationship, she's dating a new dude like 8 months ahead of time, you know, and you think everything's still good, you know.
So just because she's pushing for the divorce, that means it's got to be a new dude.
Yep.
I don't know, man. Are you absolutely ruling out that he was just not a good dude?
Judge Mathis, man? Nah, man. He gave her a provision. You know what I mean? He handles everything financially. You know, why all of a sudden you got to switch up because he's gone too long from a period of time.
Yeah, but he just the way he's saying this is like they've been married for a week, or they've been married for a year, or they've been like girlfriend, boyfriend. It wasn't just a switch up. Again, let's put this in their head. Let's put this in the head. Bing, 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 bing. They've been married for 38/39 years. If anybody understands what that takes, just being married over for 5 years. Now, a little context here, because I know nobody don't know the players on the boards. You have 1, 2, 3 individuals on the left that's actually married longer than 5 years. Children, possibly grandchildren. That's a legacy being created and built. That's a lot to say. One individual on the right with the nice little shiny blue cap is single.
There's a new dude involved, man. That's all that is.
See, that's the issue that I was saying. You don't know how many times this woman spoke to her husband about it. You don't know how many times. You don't know if it's been years. You don't know if it's been months. You don't know if it's been weeks.
Well, I mean, they've been together for over 50 years, I think, right?
50 years.
39.
39 years. So that's a long time.
I get it. It's long to tell you, yo, Duke, listen, you've already established it. In other words, meaning, listen, Rush, you've already made $100 million, my G. You don't need to keep grinding the way you're grinding right now. This is our twilight years. At any given time, the Lord can take you or your woman. So she's pleading to you, saying, yo, we have enough. Now, again, I don't know if this is what's happening. I'm just throwing this in, on the wall, spitballing. We have enough. If you're going to do this, I don't want to tell you take me with you, because then at the end of the day, it's just you doing what I'm asking you, and it's not genuine.
Facts.
So if you know your wife has a problem with you because of you doing what you're doing, you're back at the airport doing the same thing. Now, again, I'm not saying what you're saying is wrong. I'm just saying that I understand why they don't give all the answers that people are looking for, because then people jump to conclusions and say left, right, up, or down. So this is why they're very, very particular on how they answer questions and how they frame it, because of how it could be spent, like what we're doing today. We're going off of what he said. We're looking at every word he said and how he said it, his demeanor. Did he smile when he said it? Did he not smile? We're looking at all of that stuff. He could.
Well, I mean, he's probably not going to smile because in the back of his mind, he got to figure out on how to protect his assets. You know, this could be a nasty divorce, man. We've been together for 39 years, so we already know. You know, the judge is going to give her alimony off top. You know,
you're absolutely right. It could go that route, or it can just be, listen, I'm just trying to get my wife back. I'm going to do my thing and just try. Again, like Grey Pill said, everything is speculation. And the one thing that I don't want us to get caught up on when we speculate is speculate with such a hard thought process on left, right, up, or down. We don't know anything. You dig what I'm saying? We're just going off of the little crumbs that we have. So let's speak as such. Now, if we want to deep dive on a situation, let's do it. Let's deep dive. Let's, hypothesize. No issue. But the one thing that, why people say, keep our business off the internet or off the press. And it's unfortunate that once you filed for divorce, it's public access, it's public record. Is now we gotta go out there and speak, even though this is your business and mine. So we don't know what it is. Now, again, I don't know what it is. None of us on this panel know. However, we can just, freestyle. However, I don't want us to continue pushing that narrative that, okay, it was infidelity. Was it? It could have been. I don't know. Just going off of what this man said, you can see he's making a mistake. And the mistake is you traveling the way you traveling is the problem that your wife has with you that we see for this issue. Because he
openly admitted to.
Was very specific when he said, for this situation, it's not infidelity. So it could have been infidelity in the past. It could.
Good point.
So he's saying for this situation, nah, it has nothing to do with infidelity. So there could have been in the beginning of the marriage, in the middle of the marriage, and we've been good. But me being gone so much, again, it could rouse a suspicion that these things could be happening again. It could be trending again. You know what I'm saying? So, we don't know what it is. So let's move in the spirit as we don't know.
All right, y'all. Check this out. Well, let me ask for Gypsy Mama. Gypsy Mama says, maybe not travel for work, have a home job, so you're home every night. That would be a start. That's
it's a compromise. It's a good compromise. That's what it could be. That's a good compromise. But again, we don't know, but it got to be a conversation between them two. But that's a good compromise. If you're telling me, babe, I'm always out traveling. Okay, so not sounding like attacking your wife, but like, hey, so babe, what would you like me to do? Okay, well, let's figure it out. Let's sit down. Let's get some therapy. I'm willing to work. I'm willing to figure it out. Let's have that conversation. Okay, well, you're traveling more. It's your job. What do you do for work? Can you do something at home? A lot of people run around doing podcasting, right? A lot of people doing networking. He can do some counseling or something like that. I don't know if he have investments. That could be a conversation too. Like, hey, we got a house, we got a home. Our kids are grown. Our kids have kids now. Like, what else do we need? We have everything in savings, 401k, other stuff. We can, matter of fact, you're so famous, you can get paid just to be making appearances on the show. Shouldn't that be enough? I don't know. Read some of his comments. Shout out to Mr. He said, she says single people got all the answers are better than until. Yeah, he's gonna give you some more answers. She said he's gonna give you some more answers. We're gonna keep that going. Red pill lipstick with the googly eyes. Shout out to Man of Tomorrow. Appreciate you, good sir. Oh, it's gonna be a good conversation earlier at 5:00, man. Tomorrow. I don't know if I'm gonna react to it, but it's pretty much somebody gonna be debating somebody from the new version of the Metasphere. So that's gonna be very interesting for a conversation. Any person tell you to walk away from what you love, drop him or her immediately. She's retired, not him. True. Rebel Survival. Hey, GP. Hey, what's going on? Who has some more insights? Sugar Bum. Most men on here want to protect assets. We know they don't have it. Right? Is it the guy in the red and the blue in the blue hat, blue shirt don't have no assets, so he's trying to tell other people how to do with their money. I don't know. Shout out to Man Tomorrow. Man Tomorrow says a marriage that long, no one knows what happened. I agree. Nobody knows. So it's best just keep your mouth shut. Wait for the information. Honestly, I don't even know why people make this a whole big issue. Like any little thing, like you got to get it. This is why, like, I'm gonna be honest, I don't want to be famous. If I'm gonna be rich, I want to be looking like that guy picking up cans down the street. You will never know. Every time you look at me like, Dad, that dude just look broke. Yep. I'm gonna try to look broke every day. Every day. I'm gonna try to look broke. Shout out to Bolo. Bolo says, hey, Gray, he attacks one of the people on the panel. Hey, we get to that, sir. It's a slow process of conversation. We get to that. Shout out to Sugar Bum again. We get back to the video. Sugar Bum says, even eyesight, I old age. What's wrong with old people? And what's old? I love to hear that. What is old? I remember when I was 23 or 14, I was like, yeah, are you old? I looked at him like, what? How 23 is old? 15-year-old, the teens think the young 20s is old. The 20s think the 40-year-olds is old. Like now the 15 to 20s be thinking anybody over 45 and fit to look old. Yo, there's a lot of good looking people that's in there like they 40s. Oh, over 40, Sugar Mom? I don't know, man. A lot of people over 40, 50, and 60 be looking very attractive and good for the age. I'm not a big fan of J-Lo, but J-Lo looked really good for her age. A guest I had on here, I forgot a fitness IG model that talk about health and discoveries all the time. My old mentor, Lyden, was on the show. They're over 35, 40. Look great for their age. So look good for the age. Like, come on, man. Leave the old folks alone. We gotta leave the old. And 40's not old. 40's young. 40's young. I give a prime example. Mr. He Says, She Said. I think they did like a movie date or something like that not so long ago. They don't look their age. I feel like they stole Michael Jackson time capsule, threw out bubbles, kicked bubbles out, and then hopped in there for like every other day of the week and then left out the house. I feel like Mr. She Said went in a time capsule. Okay? Leave these old people alone. They ain't do nothing to you.
That's a good thing. Shout out to Arshawn, by the way. That's a good thing, right? But Gypsy Mama, his situation was, it was on the road, and I think he could have done what Bolo suggested, which was take your wife with you. Because like I was saying in the beginning, when you make your wife have to build her life around you not being there, then they start getting more comfortable with you not being there.
That's true.
And they start running their lives like you're not there.
That's true. So it's like, what's there even point of being a couple? If I'm living the single life, why are we a couple?
So therefore they're more comfortable. That's why, like I said, a lot of these athletes, once they retire, first thing that happens to them, they get a divorce because the wife's like, damn, I got so used to you not being here, I don't even really need you here, right? But the point is, we have to. It's a bad situation for men because you have to try money to have the house and have the lifestyle that you want. But if I don't travel, you won't have the lifestyle that you want, right? Nobody would even know who Judge Mathis's wife was if he wasn't on TV, right?
Yeah, but they could
be a judge.
Hold on, let me play it back because I didn't catch that.
To travel to get the money to have the house and to have the lifestyle that you want. But if I don't travel, you won't have the lifestyle that you want.
Yeah, but Bolo mentioned earlier, again, we're talking about Judge Mathis. A judge got paid well. A TV judge got paid extra well. Been doing it for 20-something years on a television show. That's just a television show. Paid for appearances, all that money. So unless he's secretly broke and we don't know about it, but going back to what Bolo said is, when is enough? The grind is there. You grind enough. So all the money you have, you don't need to grind no more. The very least, grind less. And if the grinding that you're doing less, take your wife with you. Babe, I'm going this trip to such and such for business. You want to come with me, or better yet, get your shoes and bags and stuff. Isn't that what they say? Hey, tell them what they do, or whatever, blah blah blah. Hey, babe, get your bags and shoes. Since she's home, she retired. I'm going traveling here. Have a good time on me. I got some spare time. We can hang out. Once that's done, you don't know the ins and outs between after the show. Somebody might invite them somewhere else. Oh, my wife here too, which they're gonna know. My wife here too, so let me go ahead and bring her along. There you go. They're enjoying each other's company. Now, anytime might be some business. Hey, babe, excuse me a minute. Give me 15. Go talk to the guy or whoever about some other business ventures coming up. Insert. I'm not saying all the time, but insert your wife a little bit in there, and then come on back home. You've been doing 24 something years, right? 38, 39 years. Here's another suggestion about working on the marriage, getting back together. Babe, since I'm cutting back on time on work and more for us, here's an idea. How about these young cats, anything else? Let's get into the conversation together about, you don't have to be on TV, but just reacting to what I'm saying about relationship. What is really marriage? What's the foundation of marriage? How these guys today versus the guys from back then? That could be a conversation we could do together. We can share our experiences to everybody else. All right, that's a suggestion.
All right. Nobody would even know who Judge Mathis's wife was if he wasn't on TV, right? He'd be a judge down there in where was he? I don't know if it was New York or Detroit or whatever. Detroit. Okay, he'd just be a judge down there, sitting judge down there, like all the other sitting judges. Nobody would know who she was. She wouldn't be going all over the country, all over the world, able to shop and do this and stuff. So as a man, it's a two-edged sword. You want to be there.
Well, may I interject real quick?
Not really.
All right.
Shouldn't, as a wife and your husband is the breadwinner, it should be mandatory for her to build her life around this lifestyle because she is a helpmate?
Well, it should be, but that's not really taught to women today. It was a time in the church.
She's old though. She's like, damn it, she.
But she came through the whole feminist situation.
So, is to make an old head supersede the lifestyle and tradition she grew up on with this new trendy style of feminism.
Absolutely. Now some parts of feminism was good for women, like personal safety and job equality, but it went overboard. It went past the line where it went into this situation where you don't really need a man because the government will always has a resource for you. Right. And so that's where it went off the tracks. So, and then it was headed by white lesbians.
Huh?
And so white lesbians don't have no need for the we call it the nuclear family. They have no need for it. So everything they
where white lesbians come from? How we get there?
Pushed was outside of how the effect would be on the nuclear family. And some of our sisters picked that up too and said, hey, I don't need a nuclear family. I'm lesbian or I'm single. I don't need the nuclear family either. This is the way we're going to do it, right? So unfortunately, it should be that way where they should want to help you. And for them wanting to help you, you want to help them. That's the way it should be. But a lot of our women are not getting trained that way because, the church in the Black community is
my thing is this, right?
I got to look into that. So lesbians forced the suffrage movement. I thought the suffrage movement was back in like early 1800s. women got together, mostly white women, then everybody else fell on through. So I don't know. I don't know how lesbians get it. I didn't read anything about lesbians. I apologize. It's like lesbian score. Yeah, I have to do some little digging on that. We're gonna find that one lesbian that turned them all. We're gonna find it. Oh man, what happened? What happened? That threw me off. That throws me off. All right, get to the chat a little bit. Shout out to got a cash app from Leslie. Appreciate you for the $10 cash app. She says for a good topic. Thank you. I appreciate that. I wasn't gonna even think about doing it. I was just like roaming around, supporting everybody else's channel, and I saw that's like, what's going on? And it was so laugh, but I thought it was very entertaining because I was gonna react to him on something else he said, but I was like, it's not that deep. Plus, his audio and quality. Not Brother Clarence, the gentleman that's speaking on. Is going to give me some more information, but speaking against women and marriage and religion. So yeah, he's a straight red pillar for the. All right, trying to focus now. No more lesbians. No more lesbian talk. No more lesbian talk. Sugar Bomb says I'm dead. Yeah, me too. That threw me off. Leslie says, "Child, he wasn't born in the 20s." Everybody got that know-how. Leslie says he sounds ignorant. His wife was here in the radical 70s, pumping her first and wearing mini skirts. I can't. Yeah, people was freaks and hoes in the 70s. Was it the whole motto of the 70s was free love, sex, drugs, and rock and roll? That was the motto. Brother Clarence is older than I am. He probably was a hippie, and he trying to hide it. Let me find out. Brother Clarence got some hippie vibes going on. Shout out to Sugar Bum. Sugar Bum says black men just be saying stuff. Oh, unfortunately, I'm black, Sugar Bum. I'm not saying stuff. All right. These men in the panel don't throw us all in the crab bucket. Don't throw us all in the crab bucket. Mr. She said he said yes, that's unique. Yes, it's very unique. Very unique. I'm gonna find me a lesbian. I'm gonna grab that. We're gonna take that lesbian. What you do to us? What you do? What you do to us? Shout out to Skip Get a Jerk. Said, what's good, GP? I'm listening at work. Keep cooking, bro. I appreciate you, man. Hold on. Don't get in trouble at work, man. We ain't trying to get the black man fired. Okay. We ain't trying to get him fired. So hold it down. Enjoy yourself. Shout out to Cars says these Payasians to lesbians. Yeah. I don't know, man. Lesbians the thing now. I ain't gonna lie. Lesbians hot though. But feminine University say, hey, sir, and hey, right back at you. Everybody, welcome, Miss Femininity. What's going on? Okay, so there we go. Back to the video.
Right.
And watch out for the lesbians.
Nobody is acknowledging the fact that his wife is super selfish. You know, like this
Why
is part of because this is his bread and butter. This is how he makes money to provide that nice lifestyle you live in, And now that you're not happy with the situation, right?
Uh-huh.
And you're gonna go get ready to divorce this man and rob him for all his assets,
So let me ask you a question, Rush. The times that he has to go work, I get that. I'm with you on that. What about the times he's hanging out with the fellas that he admitted to? What about
Come on, yo, listen, man. A man needs to have his own.
Listen, what I'm saying. If you're 3 months in filming your show, you're gone months at a time, weeks at a time. When you get back, you hang out with the Bolo, the Brosi, the Rush, and the Von Bryant. When do you show your wife due benevolence?
He's probably nagging him. Nobody want to hurry up, get off work, and go to somebody that's nagging him. You gonna chill with your boys, man. Come on, man. She's not innocent, man. This is her fault. She need to step her game up and cater to her husband, man. You know what I mean?
Listen, that's very interesting.
I don't know how he got there. How he got there. We need to go back to a lesbian conversation, like real talk. But my man said, hey, he speculated that just because they spending time together, everything else is obsolete. Like, let's go. Shout out to Something to Think About. L. Nixon says, GP Jersey all day, every day, Brick City. Appreciate you, good sir. Appreciate you.
This side of the concept, what Brother Rush is saying, I disagree basically with that concept because we really don't know. One thing about the truth is it's very stubborn. You see what I'm saying? It won't be altered. It won't be diminished. It won't be any of that stuff. You see what I'm saying? But we don't know the truth about the whole situation. All we can do is sit on the sidelines and speculate.
True.
Well, was it him or was it her?
True.
Well, it's
Von, but you already know how social media is, man. They will take something, run with it, or project so hard because it was them that went through all this. That's usually how most people deal with stuff like that. Like, 38, 39 years of marriage, they ain't hearing none of that. No scandal came out, no drama, no nothing, just pure, a typical marriage, a typical relationship. Hey, one side neglecting the other, or one side got tired of something in the relationship, and then next they know they're like, she's a 304, she's a whore, she's probably dating the pool boy. Him, he's trying to build. But the dude been building all his life. Like, he need to just chill. This supposed to be the time. We save so much money. We got so much investments. All I need to do is just sit home, wife half butt naked and put my hand in the booty, or we take trips, go somewhere else, overlooking the seas, the nice clear skies, the beach weathers, and my wife still half butt naked bringing me a glass of champagne. That's what it needs to be. That's what it's supposed to be. But unfortunately, again, by his admission, he said, hey, I neglected because I was on that grind, and I treated her third. His words.
Could possibly be her because, well, guess what? He's making all this money. He set her up real fine. She shouldn't have no complaints at all. Well, I beg to differ with you, my brother. This brother could be making all the bank in the world and beating her ass at the same time.
Good point.
Not to say that that's the case, but I'm just saying. You see what I'm saying? So just because you have monetary things, you see what I'm saying, and riches and all of these things, doesn't mean that you're satisfied on the inside when it comes to relationship. You see? Now, I'm sure that there's some fault on her part and there's some fault on his part.
Yes, nobody perfect.
You see what I'm saying? And you really don't know what any one of those individuals has put up with for the past 39 years. You see what I'm saying?
This is why I rock with Von Bryant. This is why. He keep it on both sides. Like, you don't know. You don't know it might be her for X amount of reasons. You don't know it might be him for X amount of reasons. All we can go by is what's said. Hey, as a grown adult male, this is what's the reason. My wife said XYZ because of XYZ. I recognize it. I acknowledge it. So therefore, I'm trying to make it work. I'm going to fight for my wife. That's it. That's the whole more of the story.
If he just drops his sock on the floor one more time, see, it's the camel that breaks the back. It's the straw that breaks the back of the camel. You see what I'm saying? And sometimes it just relationships, they break like that.
See, and that's the problem, VB. The problem, VB, is that that just because I provide monetarily, that's it.
The answer, shout the Sugar Bump to answer the question why he sound like a preacher. He technically is to a degree, and he practiced a lot of religion. Brother Von and Bolo, if anybody never met, especially Bolo, if anybody never met Brother Bolo or Von together, or you could definitely check out Bolo's channel. He does like a lot of prayer and preaching. He can correct me on this one because I know he was on a panel before where he talked about engaging with the youth consistently. So this is pretty much what he does in spare time. Von married for X amount of years. always talk about the word, always preaching, always praying, all that good stuff. So yeah, that's Brother Vaughn right there. But I promise you, on anything I love, you can just be on some heated crap. Come on, and Bolo, that's the second avatar. If he pops in on the panel, the room get defused. I've seen it on so many toxic platforms. I don't know why he pops up over there, but something draws him to come up there, and next thing it'll just get defused on every level. Every level. But yeah, but that's Vaughn on the right. Facts, he's right. She could have her shite too, and that's the reason why he's leaving he's leaving the house. Hey, exactly. If we're gonna speculate on one, we might as well speculate on the other. I agree.
Yeah.
And that's not it. That's far from it. It's not it. Just because I gave you a life of gain doesn't mean that our marriage is good. Just because, you can fly to Venezuela anytime you choose doesn't mean the relationship is good.
Yep.
So she's not going to take no accountability for this divorce.
No, we're not. We don't know. We're only getting his side right now. We don't know if she went out and did whatever. That's why I preface to make sure to say we're only getting his side and what he's holding himself accountable for. The man just said, dude, the reason why I'm here right now is because I did not spend time with my wife.
It's a PR move, man. I don't believe it.
Okay. If it's so, then what do you? So if the man is telling,
no, time out. If that was a PR move, he would just never even say anything. If it was a PR move, I'm gonna be honest. If it was a PR move, I would have convinced my wife to say the opposite of what he just said. If it was a PR move, babe, just say everything's good. I'll work on it. Give me 6 months to a year. If it doesn't work out, and then what he just said now, I'll bring that forward. And then that's it. And then we can be divorced and blah, 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 blah. That would be a good PR move. Not to say nothing, not to bring it up. How that even got out, I don't even know. But that would be the PR move. Not to say anything. Let my wife still be the loving, caring wife. But here's the flip side to this now. If she does do that, could that be a PR move and everything goes left? Guess what she's going to do? It's going to be a tell-all. It's going to be exposed videos, exposed novel, a book. Shout out to what that chick that was giving the Clinton, President Clinton, ex-President Clinton, like the BJ on the table. She wrote a whole novel. Who's that? Academics. Wasn't all academics like crazy exes? Every chick he had is all of the podcasts and saying the most, doing the most. What's her recent? I forgot the recent name, but we'll cover that later because this chick went to prison, came out, and she messed with that dude from Love Is Blind, and he's so stupid he don't even know where he's coming from. Yeah, we're just friends. And then now she's on another podcast talking about some she doesn't believe in condoms, so she just letting people just go raw in her just cause. What about Destiny? Destiny, every girl, everyone ship Destiny mess with, every girl is psycho. Every girl got a personal issue. Every girl's a liar. Every girl he messed with does something, but yet he's the main one trying to give all these advice in my relationship. If you got a track record of the baddest relationship, worst relationship ever, you should not be giving even someone a hint of your opinion on a relationship. A hint of it. And now we got a single dude on a panel talking to 3 grown men that's married that got the experience under their belt. No faults. Meaning no divorce, no separation, no whatever. Why are we not listening to these 3 gentlemen with their opinions on stuff?
You something, right? If I'm telling you, Rush, that B, I don't have $5 million, I'm telling you, you're going to sit here and call me a liar? If the man is telling you this is why our situation is what it is, we don't have nothing else because we didn't get nothing from her.
He's a public figure. He has to sound like he's noble, That's
I get that. I
man.
get that.
It's a PR move, man.
The point, I get what you're saying, and I agree with
y'all. Need to ask him how he thinks it's a PR move. We gotta ask questions. What way he thinks a PR move? What's the good or bad gonna come out of this? We gotta ask the questions.
With you to a certain extent, it is a PR move. They have to speak a certain way because their brand is their face.
Hey,
you dig what I'm saying? So I understand your point. Your point is 100.
Hey, I'm still Team Destiny too, man. I'm actually part of Orbit, but Jesus Christ, bro, Destiny does the most. He do the most, but he don't need to give no relationship advice. I'm just gonna put that one out there because the last chick he's messed around with, and I'm not talking about a married one. Shout out to De Laguna. De Laguna. That's another one on the charts.
% valid. The point that I'm trying to make is we can't assume and hold this dude guilty or hold this woman guilty on information we don't have. That's the problem. And we do it in the black community so much. We hold cats accountable for something we don't even know. All man, it was her fault. It was his fault. What? What are you talking about? Do you know the whole picture? No, this is why the Lord says, man, before you judge, hear the whole matter, man. Before you make a judgment call, let's hear the whole matter. So I know that we only have one part, like Vaughn said. There's 3 parts: his perspective, her perspective, and the truth. So all we have is his perspective. Let's wait to see if she has her perspective. And then if the truth comes out, it comes out. If it doesn't, this is a good topic to speak to the brothers about. Listen, it's not just about bread. If you think a relationship is going to be sustained because of money, there's always going to be someone that got more money than you.
It's not about, listen. If a man is doing his part, given the provision and financial stability, she needs to be responsible and build her lifestyle around him. Like,
yeah, but who says that she wasn't doing that? Who says she wasn't doing that? If she retired and she's home, she's the homebody. Who says she wasn't keeping up with the house? They have kids together. Who said that she wasn't She was raising majority of the children because he was out working all the time, right? Being the provider and financial supporter, all that stuff. And 2, who says she didn't have her own money? Maybe when she retired, she has her own side fund. She doesn't even. Who says she even brought up the part about money? Again, we're going by his words. His words is saying, hey, I'm neglecting my wife, meaning time. Money wasn't even mentioned at all. But who said that she's not doing that? Who's saying she's not doing that? So we're just on the guessing game fuckery.
You need to make it work.
What does the provision consist of?
Guidance. I mean, making sure everything makes sense on a tangible relationship level, and providing a comfortable lifestyle for that female. You know what I'm saying? It's he's being persecuted for doing what a man supposed to do.
Who is persecuting him? This is what comes back to, I feel like, projecting. Who is persecuting Judge Mathis except for people gossiping on social media? So who's persecuting him? You? The gentleman on the panel? They're not persecuting him. They're saying, hey, we're going by what this man says on what his own words are saying. So therefore, we're taking it from that. How do we move forward from this? Here's some suggestions. Here's some ideas. This is what the conversation has been said. You are jumping in on the panel, speculating across the board, throwing stuff out there, trying to make it stick.
Dude is, provide that lifestyle for his woman. And that's what he's doing. And nobody, it's like everybody's just assuming that, Judge Mathis is messed up and all of this, but
who said that?
In all reality, man, these women aren't innocent, man. You know what I mean?
We just said that.
Yeah. And let me ask this question, if I could, real quick, just to Rush real quick. So, Rush, is it possible for a man who is married and has a very lucrative job, is it possible for this individual to neglect his wife? And if so, what does that look like to you?
Nah, ain't no neglecting, man. That he's taking care of business, man. How you gonna punish the man for?
Hold on. We gotta rewind it because he asked him a direct question. Man, this keep ideas. This is why I say that the weird beehive mindset of a lot of the lower tier red pillars how they think? Like, again, let's listen to the question.
And if so, possible for this, is it possible for a man who is married and has a very lucrative job? Is it possible for this individual to neglect his wife? And if so, what does that look like to you?
Everybody heard the question. Is it possible for a guy that's working a lucrative job? Is it possible for him to neglect his wife? Is it possible? That's a yes or no question. And if it is or isn't, what does that look like to you? Let's hear the answer.
Nah, ain't no neglecting, man. That he's taking care of business, man. How you gonna punish a man for going out and getting money, man? That a man should not be punished for that.
Yeah.
No one is being punished for even what my man Jeff said. Jeff said, "What can a man do to satisfy his wife? He's provided a luxury life for his wife. That's not enough." No. It's the same way if my wife cooks, cleans, and do all that stuff. It's not enough if you ain't showing me love. It's not enough if you ain't showing me gratification. It's not enough if you're not holding me and giving me that spirit of that you appreciate. Nah, it's not enough. That's just work. Brother.
She needs to be appreciating him. What? Come on, man.
And wait a minute.
She need to be doing that for him, man. He out there getting money, man. Nah, man. I don't agree with that. Nah.
Rush, let me ask you a question, Rush. Let me ask you a question. Let's say your wife was a movie star or,
I wouldn't marry a movie star. She should be for the streets, man.
Okay. Let's say your wife was very lucrative, has a very lucrative position at some major corporation, whatever, right?
Right.
Very lucrative position, right? Calls for business meetings. She has to go out of town, for different meetings and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And she's the major breadwinner, and she's providing all of this stuff for you.
I see where you're getting at, but I would never marry a chick that make more money than me. It doesn't make sense.
Well, I mean, before
you're gonna be single for a long time, my guy. You're gonna be single for a long time. Like, I don't know what you do for a career, and I don't know how much you make. Is none of my business. But unless you literally you got to be like on some weird vetting spree to be like literally looking for people that make less than you, and then you got to vet them chicks out too, because a lot of chicks, I'm not trying to like say everybody, because a lot of people like to work hard, go to school, have some goals. Especially, again, it's a conversation he has on his platform too about the economy and the infrastructure and all this stuff. So again, by us understanding and knowing this, those women, just like us men, are gonna be like, hey, I'm going to school, getting educated to be more of a higher income, higher tax bracket. So you mean to tell me now, if you meet a chick in McDonald's, let's say you working, you making 56K, that's pretty much the average, right? Between 40, 60K, you making that much. I mean, when you find a chick, you have to go to Wendy's, McDonald's, you going out your way, go to Wendy's, McDonald's, KFC, Walmart, these little low-end stores that make like $8-10 an hour. And then when you go there, you got, and how would you even know? Let's say if you meet random chicks on the street, how do you know they're not making them much? So you got to vet them, you got to talk to them, you got to hit on them. So the moment you ask them like, hey, what you do for a living? And they say, hey, I'm going to Yale and Harvard. You ain't trying to hit, you're not trying to smash, you ain't trying to get their number, you're not trying to move forward with them. Or if you meet another chick, she say, hey, I'm going, I'm doing a dissertation for this, or I'm going to work at XYZ, and you come to find out she make what, $5 more than you, or $50 more than you. I mean, come on now, we're being kind of weird with this. We're kind of being weird with this. Like, I get it. If someone like that is making like stupid, crazy money, and it's not on your same level, your page is like, hey, maybe she don't got much time for me. That might be the real issue, because I think that's what a lot of men be doing too. Oh, the woman is so career built, is so driven with their career. Yeah, if that's what they're doing right now, if they're going to school for a particular job and a career, that's what they're going to do. We got women as doctors, lawyers, psychiatrists, therapists, licensed therapists. We have those women, but guess what they're doing? That's their time. That's their time. That's wow. Shout to said this man's in the yes, that's him. That's him. Shout to Leslie. Leslie says his pool of women are the local McDonald's, and that's okay. It's okay, but it's just weird. Like if I'm saying I don't want to date nobody in a certain tax bracket, right? So that means what is your intentions? So is your intentions just to get married? I think he says later he don't never want to get married. Okay, great. So you want a long-term girlfriend? Okay, cool. What did that look like? You don't want a long-term girlfriend, so you just want like the kind of like the fresh and fits of the world. Let me have a side chick or a chick like stay in my means for the whole time, but there's no marriage, there's no nothing, just like I pay all the bills, so she can't work. Like I'm trying to say, like, what's his idea of an actual relationship? Is she supposed to be working? Are you the only one supposed to be providing? Like, what's going on? Like, how does that look for you? Then if that's the idea girl that you want, then you got me on some like how are you vetting that type of woman? Are you going to McDonald's? Are you going to Wendy's? Are you like on dating apps? Because again, if you look on dating apps, like what are they doing? You can't tell me no woman gonna say, yo, I want my own money, just like any other man, they want their own money too. Come on now. They want their own money too. But it got to be a conversation. If a woman's making more than me, she's making 100, 180K, got multiple business, I got to understand what that look like. And if I'm the guy making 40, 50, 60K a year, and I'm the one doing like the 9 to 5 jobs and a career and a 4K and I'm all that stuff like that, and I meet a girl that's making more than I do, it's going to be a conversation. What does that look like? I don't see myself being the house husband or whatever, but what does that look like? I got to have my own. If she's on vacation and she's like, babe, I want you to come on vacation with me, but I can't go on vacation. Guess what? Hey, babe, I catch you when you get back. Or better yet, in the future, let's plan something together. But if her vacation is business, come on, man. Come on, man. Shout out to Leslie says he's looking for an hourly woman, not salary, and that's okay. Again, it's okay, but what does that look like for him? If he's saying he doesn't want to get married, does he want a consistent a girlfriend? Do we want a side chick? Like he just want an F buddy? Again, let's have the conversation. Feminine University says it ain't that he don't want it. He knows he can't get women to want to be with him for marriage or long term. He know he's not a real functioning man in society. Boo. Jesus Christ. You already came with a petty. I got you. I got you. Just like that. That's wild.
Before you got started, like most of these cats, right? Before she wasn't making more money than you, but after getting promoted after years, she's up here now, right?
Okay.
Would you just leave her because she got promoted and she did such a good job on the job? You just gonna leave her because she's making more money?
Nah, but I see where you're getting at.
Okay. So now, since you and you keep telling your wife, hey, look, I want to spend more time with you. You're always gone. I want to spend more time with you. Now, you have not left out of the relationship, right? You haven't left the relationship. The wife isn't beating you. She's not abusing you. She's just neglecting you, right?
Yo, why does the dude got to be the beta in this situation?
Yeah, well, no, it's not. You're not
that's
a beta.
The beta sucker right there, right?
You getting the residuals of her lifestyle. It comes with some residuals, and you've been trying to live with it for the last 10 years. But after a while, at a period of time, you look around and you say, you know what, we got enough. You look at the bank accounts, you say, we got enough. Maybe you can start slowing it down and put me on the front burner, right? And she said, yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that, Rush. I'm gonna do it. And then she never do it, right? She keep on flying around with her girls, right? Going to S's Fest or whatever, right? Keep going around with the girls, right?
Yeah.
At some point, either you're going to step outside or you're probably going to say, you know what, this ain't working for me. It depends on what kind of person you are. Some people they would just say, hey, I'm going to make this work. I'm going to do what I got to do over here. He don't need to know about it. She don't need to know about it. And this will be my crutch to make this situation work. Some people are cut like that. Some people are cut like this. I want everything on the table. So I'm not going to do nothing behind that person back. I want them to know. So I just need to get a divorce. I just need to get out of this situation. And then some people are like, I've been trying to deal with this. And I think that's the situation his wife was in. I've been trying to deal with this situation for a long time, but I'm not happy. I'm not enjoying my marriage the way I want to. I've tried to talk to this person. They're not willing to change. So what am I supposed to do? I have to learn to suffer better. Is that what?
She's not suffering. She's probably living in a luxurious mansion and driving nice vehicles and stuff like that. So I know she's not suffering. Well, I see where you're getting at. If I was in that kind of position, I wouldn't be in that kind of position. But for conversation's sake, like I would work around it and be understanding and have patience. You know, some things you just can't pull out of a deal. You know. If you break a deal, you and on that kind of level, there's you will be brought to court, and that.
Again, I don't know his career. Don't care. I don't know how much money he's making. Don't care. But again, the people that I've came across, the people that I've met, the people that I was introduced to, when they're making money, like stupid money on both ends, there's conversations. It's conversations of how people present themselves. No respect to Rush, but it doesn't sound like he's on that level of like, I know. Like if we know, you know. Okay? So we gotta pump the brakes and slow down with the speculating of what's to be. And you know what's weird? Let's just say 3 months down, let's say 6 months down the line, the wife comes out and she speak, right? Then it'd be this weird red pill thing of like, see, haha, I told you. And it's like, that's not what we had the conversation. That wasn't what the topic was about. But yeah, but I told you what's happening. Yeah, but all you did, it just shoulda, woulda, coulda. And then a fragment of that was a possibility it could happen. And you're trying to make it like, I told you, see, I was always right. I know these women. I know these hoes. These women don't do nothing. Don't get married. Stay sucker free. Y'all not listening. You going on here? Y'all not listening to me.
It's expensive. You know what I mean?
How much patience would you have if you keep going to a person saying, could you please stop doing this? And they continue to do it, and they continue to do it, and they continue to do it. How much patience can you have when they keep apologizing to you? After a while, their apologies have no weight no more.
Yeah, but it's from death to his part, man. I mean,
I agree with
figure it out. We will figure it out.
Let me just,
it's death to your part unless you're abusing somebody, physically, mentally. If you're not, again, whatever the confounds relationship, like we're still trying to figure it out, still trying to work it out. Whatever our vows was, whatever I met you, and we supposed to go from there. I'm with you until you start breaking certain vows, and we're still trying to work it out. And you're not. Like even for her, for example, again by his words, I don't know how long of neglect, but again, he's saying his whole career. So again, that could be over 20 years of neglecting his wife, right? That's a lot. So she probably used that to say, hey, I tried. I can speculate that. Hey, I suggested counseling. I suggested try to reach out to you. I tried to talk to you. I even threw hints out there because again, a lot of real women do stuff like that. A lot of real women ain't gonna talk to you directly like, hey, little nigga, you fucking up. You said 7 o'clock you're gonna be home. I got dinner ready, and you here 9, 10 o'clock at night. Where you at? I was with the boys and the. Oh, you with the boys and the fellas? Well, guess what? Take your ass right back there to the boys and fellas to get that dinner. Because you ain't coming back in this house. That's how it used to be. That's how it used to be. But a lot of women's not going to come at you like that. A lot of women are like, hey, babe, what happened? I got work and stuff came up. I'm on my purpose, babe. I'm on my purpose. I'm working. I'm financing the house. I'm doing okay. I understand. I'm just saying. You told me 7 o'clock, so I made dinner. So what do you want me to do? A real wife would do say that. Oh, well, we could eat dinner. Well, babe, I already ate because I waited on you. I was starving. I can warm it up, or do you want me to cook something else? Or I can order for you. That's fine. Okay. Bring your plate. Sitting alone at the table by yourself. And she do it over and over and over again for over 20 years, waiting for you, looking out the window, staring at the phone, because again, you probably made promises that you couldn't keep from the day you got married, from the time y'all was courting each other, all the woo woo woos and stuff you were saying at the beginning, and now she's sitting there waiting at the dinner table for you. That can happen. All right. Bolo, the link is for you, good sir. I have like exactly 4 minutes, and I am not going to cut this no longer than that. So let's get to the video.
If I could, just real quick, gentlemen. It's this whole question about accountability. And many of these spaces, I really see that men just don't want to take any accountability at all, because there's no such thing as that in these spaces. Because it's about me, wonderful me, perfect me, because I can't do no wrong. Well, that's not what God says about your character. You see what I'm saying? All of our righteous doing, all of our rightness, all of the things that we do right are but a filthy rag. So one would have to definitely take accountability, and to sit on the sidelines of a situation and to form such a great opinion about it without any facts, it's basically foolish to me. We can discuss what our perceptions or ideology is about the situation, but to sit on the sidelines and to make a sure determination as to it's definitely this, but you don't live in that house. You see what I'm saying? We are influenced daily by what we are allowing to be spoken into our ears. And if we hear enough rhetoric that's so far from the truth, we begin to believe it.
That's a bar. That is a bar. With that being said, let me go ahead and bring up a special guest. Shout out to Mr. Bolo TV. All right. Where you at? What's going on, good sir?
What's going on, my good brother?
Not much, man. I was going to do this earlier. I couldn't find the thumbnail. I remember his channel before. I reached out to someone like, hey, and I was like, is it this guy? I remember he did an interview with Rollo Tomasi. He had Romanti on a couple times. He had on I will have to say this because I don't like to give like just shoot people down with the negative. I like to give the positive and let people figure it out for themselves. But as far as Rush's channel, he has good content because he interviews a lot of interesting people on his panel, like a really lot. Like I checked his channel before, a lot. Like I'm not a fan of Road Tomasi. I'm not a fan of a red pillar girl, a woman. I can't remember her name. I'm not a fan of a lot of people, but he has a lot of interesting people on his platform as far as interview goes. But the conversation I'm listening to with y'all guys has just become very consistently hypocritical on the stuff that he says. Like, for example, a lot of stuff to touch about religion. And I know later down the line of the video, him and Vaughn go at it a little bit longer. And he said, hey, y'all guys is like, y'all suckers, y'all falling for this, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, but these are 3 married men, 1, 2, and you're downing the religion, but yet you had multiple guests on your platform, just happen to be women on your platform, saying the same stuff that Bolo TV is saying, Vaughn is saying, some of the stuff Brother Clarence is saying. And I'm like, how are you not giving the same energy to these men on the panel and not giving the same energy to these women on your platform?
So who's the real simp? Yeah. Going off what you're saying, who's the real simp? If women say the same thing that we're saying, you don't give them that fire. If anything, you would think you would give them that fire. Because here it is, you giving a woman that you don't know, never seen, never talked to, don't have a clue of what her life is, but yet you're quick to say she's smashing somebody else. Now, again, I don't know if she's smashing. All we have is the information that the husband gave. And he said, in this situation, that's why listening is an art. That's why he said, in this situation here, it's not infidelity. So there probably was in the past. That's why he said, when you hang out with the fellas, it could breed that thought process because I probably did that at the beginning of the relationship. Maybe, maybe not. But he also said, here I am again at the airport without my wife. So how are you going to do something different to regain your wife by doing the same thing, right? Ain't that's the definition of insanity, doing the same thing, expecting different results. But what's so crazy is, it's really funny how you can interview people, and some people, you might say, like you just said, he interviews some interesting people. But now when you get to talk to them, you get to see what's behind the eyes. You get to see what's behind the mind and how they work and how they move. And from a counselor's perspective, I listen to what people don't say opposed to what they do say, right? And he sounds like a man that's been hurt and has not gotten over the hurt that woman gave him or some woman gave him, because there's nothing that woman can do. You don't know her. I understand if you knew her. And I could say, yeah, I know that chick, man. I know what she was. We was in the streets together. We grew up together and blah, 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 blah. Cool. You got that perception of her. But you don't know her at all. And here it is. You have the husband saying, this is on me on this round. But you're still going to say, I'm providing monetarily. See, this is the problem that I have with these dudes. They base their position at home strictly on bread. I don't care if my woman makes $1 million and I make $1. That don't change my position in my house. You understand me? I'm still that dude in the crib. Period. Believe me. Because it's more than just a monetary thing. When the Lord tells you to provide, it's not just monetary. It's talking about protection, provision. It's talking about sensitivity. It's talking about being there. As a husband, we wear so many hats because it's a service, not an entitlement. So this is what these dudes are talking about. As long as I'm giving her bread and she got that 8,000 square foot home, she should be good. Yeah, with the pool boy, absolutely. She's good. If you think that that's what a relationship is, these dudes marry for happiness. They marry for the feeling of love and not the action, the work of love. This is what people don't understand, that love is an action word. It invokes a feeling. It's like if I say something disrespectful to you, because I said something disrespectful, it's going to cause you to feel a certain way, that you're going to respond a certain way. It's the same thing with love. How do I know Grey Pill is a good dude? I look at his content. Him and I have had conversations. When I needed him, he was there. So that invokes a feeling of love, gratitude, loyalty towards this brother. Marriage is not easy. Marriage is work daily. The dude ain't married. I've been married for 29 years. We got a dude that has not been married talking about marriage. This is what mind boggles me. Good brother. But you have to understand that as men, we're so quick to tear each other down. And going off what you're saying, you had women saying the same thing, and I guarantee you he was cordial. I guarantee you he was a gentleman. But soon as the brothers get up here and start speaking, come on, man, you a simp. Yeah. I had a dude call me that Friday. A dude called me that. We were on a panel talking about marriage. He called me a simp. You know what happened that Monday? He calling me crying about his woman.
Now, how did you respond to him when he came to you versus how he called you a simp from the beginning?
I said, brother, how can I help you? What's going on? Because it sounded like someone died.
That's the difference.
So that should tell you how a person was crying, right? I said, yo, brother, what's going on? Tell me what happened. Never threw it in his face, never called him a simp to this day.
That's the difference.
time and chance happens to all. Just because we're men, that we get that thought process that I can't cry. I can't call up Grey Pill and just like, yo, brother, I had a hard day, man. I don't need no breakdown. I just need someone to listen to me, man. That's it. We can't do that. And this is why we suffer in silence. Because dudes like that will hold it against you and say you a simp because I'm calling my brother because I had a hard day or something happened that really put me over the edge, and I don't want to do something, that might incarcerate me, or I might have to hurt someone or hurt myself. This is what we struggle with in the Black and Hispanic community. And then we want to talk about the brotherhood, and we want to talk about being strong. Cats keep thinking being a man is just going out there grinding all day, you know what I'm saying, and working. That's not only being a man. Being a man is being of service to your family. That's what it's about, being of service to your brothers. Surrounding yourself with brothers that have a better thought process than you, so that you can always grow. You don't surround yourself with people that are dumber than you, because then you don't have growth. You get complacent with where you're at. And that's the issue. That we can always spitball. No one is talking about let's not spitball. Let's spitball. But you're talking in an aspect of this is what she's doing. And we can't talk like that. That's what Christ says about judgment. Don't judge people unless you be judged. You're judging this woman, don't know her, haven't spoken to her at all. And you're saying that she's smashing another dude and she's going to take his bread. Dogs, that's bonkers. And then you call another man a simp. And here's the crazy thing, the internet has made all of us strong. Because I guarantee you, face to face, half these dudes that talk the way they talk wouldn't be like that face to face.
That's
and
true.
I'm not trying to say cats are gangsters or anything like that. We're men, and we speak to each other with a certain type of respect because we know the propensity for violence is quick. So this is why we talk to each other that way. So the point of the matter is, we're trying to give men another side of manhood, because that run through walls and all you have to do is provide for her and give her money and such, and she should be good. What we're doing on this side of YouTube is saying, well, if that's the type of man you want to be, all good, cool. We're giving you a different side of what men are, right? Men are sensitive. Men can listen. Men can hear. Men will open the door. Men will protect. Now, don't get it twisted. We will check you. We will rebuke you. But we're going to rebuke you with love, right? Remember, truth given without love is a weapon. If someone walks up to you, Grey Pill, on the street, and you don't know, and they say, your breath stink, there might be drama. There might be drama at that, because he's not going to talk to you with empathy or sympathy. But if he knows you, he's going to do his best to put you in comfort, right? If you're my man and we going out to a party and Bolo's breath is smelling like dead deer, you're going to pull me to the side and be like, yo, here's this Tic Tac, take it on the side. Yo, suck on that for a minute, brother. Pause. Hold on to that. You're going to provide an environment of comfortability. So the only thing that I can focus on is what you're telling me, not the way you're delivering it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I agree.
And that's the problem here. The problem here is your delivery. He doesn't want to hear anything. And then when you get later, when he starts quoting scriptures, and Brother Clarence asks him, what scripture is that? Well, I ain't come prepared. I'm not going to go through that scripture. And such and such. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, why even bring it up? I definitely agree with everything you're saying. I'm gonna leave it on everything you says as a high note, because I do have to cut time short. So, like always, Bolo, you're a friend of the show, like Vaughn, everybody else, even Clarence, even though me and Clarence I'm trying to pick a fight, like I'm trying to pick a friendly fight with him. So we got that's my third nemesis, okay? It's my third nemesis. But
who's your second and first?
DL Saint from me and him used to be on a guest on what's her name? Jesus, I can't remember her name. The female lawyer, she was a guest one time. Suzette Speaks. Me and him was on Suzette Speaks often,
right.
And we had like a big disagreement about the red pill and Andrew Tate. But he's a friend of Fresh and Fit, Andrew Tate, and all them guys. And it didn't go left, but it went people thought we was gonna like harp and fight, but we carried ourselves the same way me and you are. So I welcome him on the show. We had a conversation. We kind of disagreed like 80%, but we agreed to the most part, and that was it. But we always been like that was my first nemesis. The second one is M3 from Knowledge and Relationship. It was over a game or something. So we have like an inside joke with each other all the time. So if I go visit his platform and he'll just like shoot some jabs, I'll shoot some jabs, but we're always keeping a conversation. But it's always been but it's always been that way between me and him. So that's my third. But I got a fourth, Poppy, but I actually want to pick a fight with Poppy because Poppy's like Poppy's my brother though. Me and Poppy came up from the mud. So me and Poppy came from the mud. So
dude. He's a cool.
So I told Poppy one day, I said, I'm gonna start a beef and a rumor with you that the Henny liquor that you drink ain't Hennessy. I'm gonna tell everybody you got sweet tea in it. So that's the lie I'm gonna tell for Poppy.
You trying to hit below the belt, baby?
Yeah. So everybody listen. Poppy ain't drinking Hennessy. He drinking sweet tea. So that's pretty much the story I'm gonna tell down the line.
All right. Well, let me say this. I'm gonna get out of here and let you go. Yeah. Let me say this to what Joseph. He asked the question: "Is Grey Pill and Bolo could it be that men are just losing hope and frustrated in relationships?" No. Is that certain men don't want to do the work? Right? Just because just because you function and your dysfunction doesn't make you functional. All right? Just because you function, your dysfunction doesn't make you functional. What happens is they don't want to do the work. They don't want to see what dysfunction did I bring to this relationship and how do I fix myself? It's easy to blame Grey Pill. It's easy. When I know that I'm the problem, I then have to become the solution to that problem. And cats don't want to do that work. So thank you for having me, bro. I love you. Have a blessed day, my G.
You too. And I'll catch you guys later. Tuesday group conversation. Sub and all that good stuff. I will leave Bolo and Brother Clarence link below so y'all can check them out.
Nice. Peace.
Was said on TMZ, or as he was, going about his business. That could be the beginning of a shift. We don't know. We don't know that.
Let's see what the young buck has to say. Rush.
Yo, what's good? What's good, man? Salute.
What do you think about what we've been talking about, man? What's your perspective on my man being able to get his wife back?
My perspective on this, I believe there's probably a new man involved. That's why she's getting ready to get the divorce and take half his assets and spend it on a younger dude. A lot of times when these guys they travel like this, and they step out at times, and she probably sees that and she knows that, and she's stepping out on them too, and whoever this new dude is involved, he's definitely using her to get to Judge Mathis assets, man. This is how it usually goes down,
But Rush, what gives you the idea or impression that there's a new dude?
Because there's no definitive answer on how this took place, this is everybody's going by different rumors, and the only thing that
the best way to get married is to get some of the gang, because why would you want to get married?
You shouldn't get married in this day and time, man. These women are listen, man. It's a different game, man. This is why you niggas getting played like a fiddle out here.
I know you're out there. I can feel you now. I know that you're afraid. You're afraid of us. You're afraid of change. I don't know the future. I didn't come here to tell you how this is going to end. I came here to tell you how it's going to begin. I'm going to hang up this phone, and then I'm going to show these people what you don't want them to see. I'm going to show them a world without you. A world without rules and controls, without borders or boundaries. A world where anything is possible. Where we go from there is a choice I leave to you.